My personal opinion that almost all meme coins are going to zero.
Welcome back to the Epic Web3 podcast. I'm your host, Alex, as always, CEO and co-founder of Epic Web3. And today we're kicking off the first episode dedicated to the Ton and Telegram ecosystem. Telegram has been on fire lately with everyone creating tap-to-earn apps, gaining millions of users. So we decided it's time to start discussing it in our podcast. And joining me today is our wonderful co-host, Alena, ecosystem lead at Ton Foundation. Hi, Alena.
Hey Alex, hey everyone, very happy to be here. And I think we're gonna just break this myth that Ton and Telegram is only about tap to earns, because we have Vlad from EVAA, so that's a great occasion to highlight our amazing DeFi achievements in the ecosystem.
And our guest today is Vlad Kamyshov, the founder of one of the largest DeFi protocols in the Ton ecosystem, EVAA. Yeah, the first decentralized lending protocol on Ton. So basically, you can think of EVAA as an Aave for Ton, if I can say it. It is a protocol that allows users to lend and borrow digital assets seamlessly, and it also works as a Telegram app. So yeah, Vlad, hi.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, actually, we're building here for quite a while. So we started our journey somewhere in the beginning of 2023, and up till now, we have a fully operational product that's keep growing. Since April, it's quite intensive growth. So yeah, I'm a co-founder and CEO. So yeah, nice to have a talk.
Could you bring up some numbers, like
Yeah.
what has the growth been about?
Yeah. Okay. So as for now, we have something around 55 million in supply in dollars, around 21 million of total amount borrowed. So it brings us something like 24 millions of total value locked. We have around 7 to 8 monthly active wallets and around K of wallets in total. And it's our still quite early stage because we are preparing quite a big update of the protocol, after which we will release our audit report. It's audited version of smart contracts. It's quite secure, and this gonna be a good intro for a big marketing expansion that gonna onboard more and more Telegram users and just Web3 users from other networks.
Okay, good. So you said 7 to 8,000 active wallets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Monthly.
okay. So tell us a couple of words about this update. So what to expect?
Okay. So basically, these are mostly security updates, and they aren't quite viable for regular users. We mostly focused on providing the most secure service. So, because the key of success of any lending protocol is kind of security of funds of depositors. When any of user can be completely sure that nothing may happen with their funds, this is actually one of the key way to grow our TVL. But on top of this, we've made EVAA more compatible with other protocols on Ton. So it means that now it becomes way more easy to just make some product on top of EVAA and DDoS or EVAA and Ton stakers. So this actually enables us to run in future something like one-tap solution for leverage trading or one-tap solution for leverage staking. Yeah.
Well, sorry to interrupt. I have a question on that part. I know that there's been one product that has launched recently, Coffin, right? That using your infrastructure, your protocol, your smart contracts. I know they kind of created these isolated pools. So could you tell us more, like what kind of products do you expect to appear soon, apart from Coffin?
Okay.
If you could tell us more about Coffin, because I think it's quite a fascinating case.
And one interesting detail. So Coffin is launched with updated smart contracts. So they are already live there. So basically, let me just tell shortly about Coffin. Coffin is kind of dumpy fun and tone. So it's a product oriented for mostly retail users that are actually looking to short some this or that meme coins because well, it may sound so. So my personal opinion that almost all meme coins are going to zero. So it's just a matter of time. Maybe someone will argue with me, but that's my personal belief. So this is why we actually see a lot of potential for Coffin in future. So because there people can not only short tokens but contribute to their dumping with their own money. So it means that if, say, whole community or even, say, 20% of community of this meme coin decides that this token should go to zero, they can actually do this. So, yeah, this is only one example. Under the hood, it works as follows. So it's basically an integration of EVA and DDoS. So user just borrows some meme coins on EVA-like smart contracts that's on Coffin side and transfer these borrowed tokens to DDoS swap pool just to get back USDT. That's actually also going to be used as collateral. Mm-hmm. So this is some simple and quite narrow example. In future, we are looking to launch a product for margin trading. This product, well, as I expect, gonna be more oriented for bigger users with bigger deposits. So this gonna enable people just open long or short on the spot market with completely decentralized way, say for Tone. And after we launch another pool, this will be available also with some big ecosystem tokens. I'm talking about big tokens because only big tokens actually eligible for being listed on landing. So this actually mitigates many of risks. So yeah, this is yet another example. So it's kind of more general case of Coffin. And yet another product that we actually found very, very important in the ecosystem is leverage staking. So this is going to work the following way. So it's a person just provide, say, Tone to Tone stakers, for example, and get backs to see Tone in return. So this Tone can be used as a collateral in lending protocol for borrowing more Tone, for providing it back to staking protocol such as Tone stakers. And this scheme can be repeated several times. So it's with every loop, the amount of loop going to decrease, but still, this enables a person to get exposure to these staked assets several times more than it was with just a direct use case. So yeah, these are something that we find important, but we're actually quite open to proposals from other teams. So instead of trying to build something from scratch, and I can assure you that building from a lending protocol and from scratch is kind of quite tough game. So you can just come to us, talk to me, and we can figure out if we can launch something on top of EVA.
No, I mean, this is very cool. I think this is just like a testament that you've achieved this phase when you can be used as a core protocol, as a core infrastructure for other external teams to come and talk to you and like potentially build something on top of you. So do you have any strategy in mind, like how exactly do you plan to attract these teams, like maybe launching some hackathons, a grant program, any other ways?
Well, our experience of hosting hackathons isn't really successful. So because it really requires a lot of efforts and
At least you're a bit honest, so.
we hosted a hackathon for onboarding liquidators, and actually it is successful experience from it worked something like we launched an separated version of EVA just for liquidators and tracked how much each liquidator managed to liquidate in time. the biggest liquidators earned some prize fund. So this actually enabled us to get a lot of liquidators, and our liquidation process is completely decentralized as for now, which actually brings a lot of security. But from organization perspective, this was quite terrible because this required a lot of attention, and we really see that it would be better if it works something like a grant program, or even it depends on the condition and the exact product. So in case of Coffin, Mr. Freeman just reached us. We're quite good friends, and he just proposed us to work together, and we are open to such proposals. Actually, we know many of small teams on Ton. Sometimes I'm just speaker on hackathons, just boot camps event. So this actually helps us.
No, I mean, this is exactly what I'm hinting at. So there's this Ton Hakers League. I'm sure you've heard of it. So you're very welcome to come and help us boost the growth of the ecosystem and potentially launch a separate track for building on EVA. So why don't we discuss it? But yeah, that's off topic.
Is it correct to say that as a protocol, as a company, you are now more focused on B2B side and than B2C and gaining more end users?
So, well, for now, the biggest segment of our business is it's not B2B, it's kind of B2 whale. So these whales can be just some private whales, so without any company behind them, or these can be some funds that stay, for example, borrowing Tone for supplying to StoneFi or DDoS. So there are different kinds, but most of our revenue comes from just whale users. Retail segment, as for now, isn't quite big for us, but we have something in mind to be launched for expanding this segment.
Did launching Telegram app help you to get some retail users? And what do you think of this experience in general?
So, well, first of all, Ton and Telegrams bring to Web3 and just Web2 users new standards of how Web3 projects should look like. So, first of all, without this Telegram web app, it's kind of strange just to open an laptop or open even a web version of application within your browser, because it's not how people actually get used to use the services in 2024. So you usually use your services within just a separate application or within your messenger. So, and in our case, we see that around 50% of our users actually reach EVA with their Telegram mini app. But it's actually really hard to count the actual impacts on our business. Still, what actually good with Telegram mini app, it's from business perspective, maybe it can be interesting for some potential founders. It enables you with several add-ons to track many things that's only available when you use your Telegram mini app. For example, with say telemetry service, you can track a complete funnel from some web metrics to on-chain metrics. You can learn what is used by this or that segment of people, what language they speak, or say. So there are many metrics there, and this is actually quite useful for marketing strategies.
It's actually very interesting for me, like, to see this difference in approaches of different DeFi protocols and Ton. So, for example, like Stormtrade, they natively started with the Telegram mini app, right? And DDoS and StoneFi, they were, I think, one of the last protocols to have implemented the mini app. And you, as Eva, were somewhere in the middle, right? So I'm just wondering, like, what made you make this decision? Like, how did it come to your mind that, okay, we need a Telegram mini app? And why didn't you start with the Telegram mini app from the very beginning?
Well, actually, we had our version of Telegram mini app from the very beginning, but it seems me we just weren't focused on developing this source over the promoting our site. Well, I think that pivotal point is the launching of Notcoin, because actually Notcoin brought, so before Notcoin, users on Ton weren't actually uh, uh, some users that get used to do everything within the Telegram application, and Notcoin actually was a game changer here, because they launched this Tapper game within Telegram, and all of the community acquired with their launch actually were looking to some other Telegram mini apps, and this was quite a good source of traffic for us.
And have you considered launching some kind of a farming app or tap to earn app or something super simple? Because that's what I see some other DeFi protocols doing, trying to convert this massive user base to DeFi users.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Well, first of all, none of big DeFi protocols on Ton actually launched Play to Earn.
So you can.
Well, actually, so let me tell.
Oh, no, Vlad. Actually, Hippo did.
It's not a big protocol.
No, it's not. But it's a
Let's be
protocol.
frank here. Yeah. Well, first of all, so we've launched a kind of third-party hosted a play tap to earn service, and we weren't quite focused on it. So it works as follows: when you're hosting something complex such as Lending protocol, all of these players aren't actually users of your protocol. They come just to tap, and it's quite a big deal to make them learn how to use it and why to use it, because these mostly in airdrop hunters. So we get our first experience with onboarding some such traffic with our Notcoin campaign in the very beginning of the Notcoin. It actually brought us a lot of subscribers and a lot of users in our chats. But these users, so it's really hard to tell whether this brought any actual users or not. So this is why it's quite complex thing. So it's good for promoting, but mostly for token launching, not for developing the product itself. And yeah, some things about just airdrops in the case of these play to earn, tap to earn games. For launching a token in case of tap to earn, your economical model looks quite differently. Basically, you monetize a lot of traffic, and it's good to do this when you're selling some ads, and it's not. I'm not sure if it's really convenient if you do this when you're promoting a lending protocol, because your conversion rate is quite low. When you're promoting something like casino, it's way more profitable. In the final round, you get a lot of sell pressure in future. And you should somehow find the sources to back all of the tokens they dropped. So this is why it's not a really convenient way for EVA.
Right. I mean, that's a fair point. Though, according to Stomp Trade, if I remember well, they also were quite disappointed with the quality of traffic from Notcoin at the very beginning. But then they kind of tried to revive that audience to send them bot notifications, and it actually worked. So they actually managed to onboard some people from that immense inflow of users from Notcoin. But that's a very fair point. That said, you are anyway challenged to actually onboard Telegram users, right? Because you're building a Telegram mini app. So you will inevitably need to educate these people, right? And to make them come. And I obviously follow your channel quite tightly, and I see that you kind of launch a lot of educational materials and different tutorials. For example, the one that you're doing with Storm Trade right now after your support of LP tokens. So could you tell us more about your educational strategy, let's say, because you for sure do have one, right?
Okay, yeah. So let me start with what we have already now, and then I will mention some really big thing that we are looking to launch somewhere in months. We actually came across it. Sometimes I have to spend something like 30 minutes just to explain it to whale users how to do this or that scheme. That actually surprised me because I really expected that whale users should be quite educated what to do in DeFi. So, and this made me think that launching these educational videos can be really handy for different kinds of users. So, as for now, we just shot kind of short videos, just something like reels, where we describe what people do step by step and what should be expected returns and some of involved risks. So we posted in our YouTube videos. We release together with it some educational article just to give some more detailed information for those who are interested. And this actually helps people to learn something of complex DeFi because almost every strategy where a lending protocol involved, it's kind of next level of DeFi. So it's in case of Ton, it's not really understandable for many of users why to borrow, but at least why to supply is more or less clear. But still, all of this is quite nerdy stuff. So it's not something that will be available for a massive retail audience. And our take on how should it look like in future is launching a separate pool for kind of these tap to earn tokens. So it's and other important ecosystem tokens, for example, such as scale token. So imagine that after the airdrop of Notcoin or say airdrop of Doxcoin, there are multiple holders of these tokens that actually have no idea what to do with them. So in case of Notcoin, they start preparing something, new use cases for their token, but mostly these aren't really something important for users. And what actually achieved by these play to earn, tap to earn games? So they made people learn how to do the first transaction with their wallets. So they basically onboarded people in the crypto wallets. In 90%, I'm pretty sure that this transaction is to tax just to dump this. So, our idea is to provide to these users an alternative to recycle this liquidity. So basically, these users will be able to provide this Notcoin. So actually, there are many users that are quite bullish on Notcoin. So they will be able to provide this Notcoin as collateral to borrow tons, or they will be able to make some leverage trade. And in case of Notcoin, there are quite a lot of whales that can be quite interested with making these strategies. And this gonna be an isolated pool. This is required from security perspective. Actually, I'm not really sure if any whales would like to have some potentially quite volatile tokens near their holdings. And this is why in these isolated pools, so we will host some kind of liquidity mining programs that will incentivize people to bring USDT and to use these or that Tapper games. So as for now, the Tapper games that I actually like from token perspective are it's Notcoin, Doxcoin, Citizen Coin. About the rest, I'm not that sure. And the token list isn't something defined as for now, so this can change.
So if not Telegram apps for massive users, then what is the best way to bring users to DeFi protocol? Maybe you can share some best practices from your experience.
So it's let me generalize my idea. So the idea is just to provide new use cases to tokens of these massive applications. So this actually helps to the founders of these Tapper games and brings us utility because all of this massive audience will explore what to do with their tokens, and for example, just to lend, borrow, etc.
Maybe you can share some other examples of what you did, what helped you to bring new users, to bring whales to bring high quality users?
Well, so quite a good strategy for us was launching campaigns for launch pools. So it's when, say, not coin or ton coin were launched on Binance and OKX. So there were kind of launch pools where users are supposed to bring, say, ton coins for mine more ton coins in case of ton or not coins in case of not. And we actually educated people to how to do some hedging here. At the moment of launch pool, they can be down. So after the launch, after the staking in the launch pool, after the unlocks that goes after, they can be decreased in price. So, and we actually explain to users that you better use borrowed tones for these strategies, and this can save you from price swings. These actually onboarded. So this once it's actually doubled our TVL back in May. The second time, it's actually brought us something like 2,000 users just in a week, but without that huge TVL impact.
Perfect.
Yeah, I also have like a very generic, a very difficult and fundamental question. So you mentioned that those launch pools help you grow your TVL, like even double it. Like, wow, that's a great number. Then I hope that the Open League, as the major initiative in the ecosystem right now, also gave you a boost. And then, like, I mean, you're doing a lot on your own, like amazing business development efforts, like, once again, those integrations with other DeFi protocols. We had been really waiting for a long time for you to deliver it, right? And because I mean, we're obviously in tight touch with the team. So what else is missing here? Like, how can we double these numbers, or even like triple or quadruple? Like, I understand it should be in line with the general ecosystem growth, but what are your insights? Because I bet you do a lot of research on other ecosystems as well. Maybe some good practices, some good references of how we could, achieve it all together, because it's obviously not only about you as a standalone protocol, it's about the entire DeFi ecosystem on time.
Yeah, I just recall yet another good practice of the Open League. Actually was a distribution of rewards that's also helped us a lot with bootstrapping the first liquidity in the very beginning, in somewhere in April. So we had a short campaign with Tom Foundation for distributing stake tones for supply and borrowing. This was actually useful, and this actually brought us quite loyal liquidity. We expected some drop of TVL right after the end of the incentives, but this hasn't happened. So else, I'm pretty sure that it can be quite convenient for users to simplify such strategies. So as I already mentioned, this is why we are looking to launch some one-tap solution that enables people to execute some complex strategy with one tap. And there is a really good trend ongoing on Ton. We see that just somewhere months or two ago, almost every protocol start looking for some co-integrations. So these co-integrations means not exactly some complex tech stuff. In most cases, that's just is just integrating of API just to doing some, say, lending or borrowing on Ton staker side. So this actually simplifies onboarding into leverage staking. Or so this can be integrating your protocol in wallets. And we see some growing trend because even now the ecosystem is quite small, and there is a really great potential to grow comparing to the huge Telegram user base, of course. When every application is linked to another application, this actually makes some flow of users through all the ecosystem and just amplify the efforts of everyone.
Good.
Can I also ask a spicy question?
Mm-hmm.
Probably closer to the end. So yeah, Vlad. So I mean, as of now, you've been the one and only lending protocol in Ton, right? So that's kind of a very hard role. I mean, you've been doing a great job, of course, and you know that. I mean, I
Hmm.
hope that I repeatedly tell you that. Um, just imagine that some other lending protocols come to town, probably like larger players, right, from other ecosystems that out of a sudden decide to integrate Ton, or some small solutions, just good teams with substantial experience somewhere else. How would you view it? How would you compete? Like, what's your general take on it? Because I mean, competition is coming anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. First of all, this can't happen out of sudden. So
But
yeah,
an
yeah,
effort of someone in the ecosystem, that's for sure.
yeah. It's not exactly what I mean. So I mean that this takes at least a year and a half. So
No, yeah,
it's
that's
maybe 2 years. And
Really?
when it's
yeah.
Even if they have a good tech, so to port it
yeah,
to the Ton ecosystem will take so many.
there is no button to port something to tone. So you just need to develop it from the very low level of development. So it's you need to build your smart contracts from very scratch. Sometimes it involves just reinventing something. So for our case, and for case of Storm Trade, for case of DDoS, we all developing our solutions, not just copy pasting, just translating code from EVM to Tone. It's something quite different.
It could be a native integration of Ton app chain. The protocol recently launched that helps to natively port Solidity smart contracts
So
to Ton.
so it's kind of layer two. So when you launch
Kind of.
So it's well, when you're launching Arbitrum, it's not something that out of box compete with Ethereum protocols. Yeah, so it's as for now, Arbitrum is actually reaching the volumes of Ethereum and getting closer and closer. But in case of Arbitrum, it took something like 2 years or well, I think maybe 3 years for reach this volume of trades. So it takes time and it can happen, it may not. So it's, you never tell. Okay. But answering the direct question of Alena, so it's for us, I think the main priority is just to grab the confidence of current user base of Telegram. So because when you start using something, you just get your attitude to this application. It's not always something rational. It's just your trust after some experience of work together with this team and this protocol. And this is an example of Trader Joe on Avalanche. So that's actually grabbed all audience of traders there, and and Uniswap, SushiSwap failed to compete with them. So it's quite a good example, and it's actually what we are looking to achieve. And secondly, think that in 2 years from now, even if, say, Compound or Avi is launching their protocol right now, we may reach some certain level of expertise in TVM that won't be that easy to reach for these new teams. So this is why we can provide even more secure solutions to our customers than even these big corporate teams on the EVM side.
Right. So you seem to have fully embraced your competitive advantage. I mean, that's good. No, I mean, yeah. Let's see what happens. It's very exciting because I mean the ecosystem is growing super fast, and we'll definitely see more solutions in the DeFi vertical. So yeah, just very exciting, and yeah, looking forward to your further growth.
Very nice talking to you guys. Vlad, thank you very much for coming. I wish you good luck with further growth inside Ton ecosystem. And
Yes, stay tuned. Actually, we're about to do a really huge announcement of our update, and right after our update, the huge marketing campaign is coming. So that's kind of pre-TG strategy. So our TG is closer and closer. So
looking forward.
great.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.